Warning, disaster incoming.
What's up, everybody? My name is Daniel. You know me as Dan, and today I have a product opening. I have been honored to get product for the new Street Fighter Challenger decks by UVS Games. Today I'm going to be showing off both the Ryu, wrong deck, the Ryu and Luke deck, and the Chun-Li and Jamie deck. Yeah, thank you for UVS Games for letting me open this product, and I can't wait to do this, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Before we get into the decks, I just want to show off the mat real quick. This is the mat they sent me. It's of Ryu. I think there's a mat for every character, but it's in Street Fighter 6, the Challenger decks. But this is the one I got, and I just want to talk about it a little bit, because last time I got a mat from them, I talked about how I love simplistic colors and designs, which this very much is. It's basically gray and white with just this little bit of red, and I really love that. I really love these very simple but nice, clean designs, and this is obviously the art of the character in the deck. But another thing to talk about these mats that they haven't done before, or at least recently, is these are stitched. I love stitched playmats. These are a little thinner than your normal stitched playmat, but no, I think these mats were done really well, and I'm probably going to be playing with this mat at the Louisville Regional. So you'll know that I have done that I have these decks, because you'll see me with this. All right. Well, speaking of Ryu, let's start with his deck first. I'm a big fighting game fan, so I'm very happy that I was able to do this. I've loved fighting into more Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter, but Street Fighter has also been great. I love Street Fighter 6. I like their music and everything they do in it. There we go. And then this is the special alt-art pack, which comes with every Challenger deck. It has foils and potential and an alt-art from the deck itself. So we're just going to put that to the side. And then this little pamphlet is the card list that tells you every card that's in the deck and how many of each one you should have. So you can, as a person buying the decks and collecting these cards, you can track how many of each card you have. It even has a spot for alts, so you can mark off the alt when you have it. So that's pretty cool. Alright. So I'm not going to talk about every single card, but I will show off each one of them. The last time I did that with the AOT 3 packs, I made the video very long. So I'm going to talk about a couple of them, especially the ones I like, the cool ones, the foil ones. But all the commons and stuff, I'll show them off, and then I'll just leave it at that. But we will talk about the characters. So each deck comes with two characters. This one comes with Ryu and Luke. Ryu is a 6-hander, 3-2 health, enhanced tenacious. Your non-tech, non-weapon attack gets 2 damage. Response commit after an attack is completely blocked. Draw 3 cards. Add 1 card from your deck to the top of your deck. Hand to the top of your deck. He's on the all fire and void symbol in symbols, and so this is a really cool. I really like this idea of, hey, I'm gonna give all my stuff damage, and if you block me, I get benefit out of it. We had a character called All Might 3. It was the 3rd version of All Might that we had back in MHA set 1 that played very similar to this guy, where it was also giving stats. It was speed or damage equal to the cards in the opponent's hand. But you had the ability of Committing Foundation and drawing 3 cards. And so he does like a similar to that, where he's like, instead of Committing Foundation, commits himself when you block, the draw 3 cards stack, which is super cool. You can draw those extra cards, you can make your next check good, and stuff like that. And then we got Luke. He's a 6-hander, 30 health with the all, earth, and fire symbols, so they share fire and all. They do not share earth or void with each other. By the way, these are both brawlers. I forgot, the keywords kind of matter now thanks to Here's Alexandria. The brawler keyword can bring it. They also share a symbol with Bo, which Bo has brawler tax cards. But he has enhanced attack. This attack is +1 speed or -1 speed. Then, if the attack speed is 5, it gets +2 or -2 damage. Response once per turn after an attack is completely blocked. Look at the top card of your deck, and you may discard it. So, they play. Well, they both have this "I don't want you to block me" a text. The difference, so the thing with Luke is that he can give speed or minus speed, so he's a little bit more defensive than Ryu, because Ryu is really just trying to hit you, and if you block, he's going to stack. He can do it on your attack, but he's probably going to respond during his attack because he can manipulate his hand and checks. But Luke has more defensive capabilities where he can give attacks +1 or -1 speed, and then if you can get your speed to, actually it's either attack, but if you get the attack speed to 5, it gets -2 damage or +2 damage. So if you can get your speed to 5, you can give it 2 damage. If you get their speed to 5, you give it -2. And the funny thing about it is, it says when you get to 5. So if you play your 6 speed move and you give it -1 speed, you can now make it -1 +2. And maybe that matters because you don't need that speed. Maybe your attacks are getting through anyway. So that's pretty cool. He has he's a little bit more defensive on face than Ryu is. And then response on turn after attack is weak blocked. You get to look at the top right of your deck and discard it. I kind of wish it wasn't once per turn, but it is pretty strong still. Being able to say after you've completely blocked something, you can look at the top card of your deck and be like, hey, I want to get rid of that, or hey, it's an attack, or I can draw it, or it's a foundation, so I know I'm going to check well. And you can do it on your turn and then on their turn because it's whenever an attack is completely blocked. So that's pretty cool. We're going to open the pack after the deck. Alright, so the first foil card, like I said, I'll go through the foil cards. There is a lot of them. We'll go, first card is Avenger Impaler. It's a 3-diff, 2 low, 4 high for 2. Blitz Drive 1. If this attack is not blocked, draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. So if you have not looked at Drive, this is the first time it's been revealed. It's in these decks. And you're probably wondering, what's Drive? Luckily, this has reminder text for us. Drive 1 is commit 1 foundation or spend 1 momentum. So basically, you play this card, and then you activate its blitz. The cost for the blitz is you either commit a foundation or you discard momentum. Now, it says Drive 1. Yeah, there could be Drive 2, Drive 3 in the future. That could, and if those do come up, that is, you... Sorry, my mic fell, so this is cut back in. But, yeah, so Drive 3, if something says Drive 3 in the future, then you can discard 1 momentum and commit 2 foundations, or discard 2 momentum, commit 1 foundation, or commit 3 foundations, etc. to complete those drive costs. So that's what Drive is. Now, up to the actual ability of if this attack is not blocked, draw 2 cards and discard 1 card. I mean, it's pretty good. It tells them that they have to block this little stat move. So Luke can make this a 5 high for 4, and Ryu can just say it's a 4 high for 4. And if they block it, they both get to do something. If they don't block it, this thing gets you 2 cards and you discard 1. So that's a nice, neat ability. And it's on a 3-diff with a good low block, 2 lows, a solid low block. It's a charge kick. So, yeah, it's a solid card. Next is Hashogeki. If you are going to locals, you might see this as a locals promo right now. This is a 4-diff. 4 mid for 4 with a 1 mid block. Checks a 3. The Paler also checked a 3. Fury Slam response. After this attack deals damage, add 1 card to your hand from your hand to your momentum. So if they don't block it or they half block it, you get a free momentum for this. And then Drive 1. After this attack resolves, to add 1 card from your stage to the top of your deck. So you can go respond if it deals damage. It will deal its damage. You will respond, put a card from your hand to your momentum, and then you will then immediately Drive 1. You will resolve, take that card that you just put in your momentum if you want to, or commit foundation, and put it on top of your discard that momentum to put 1 card in your stage to the top of your deck. Now, in my opinion, the better move is you'll commit to the Drive 1, and the card you commit to the Drive 1 you will put on top of your deck. Because it is a card from your stage. It says stage 2, so you could do assets and stuff if you're playing a deck that cares about assets or anything like that and checking them. So yeah, a card is cool, and the locals promo looks really nice. I'll put these here. All right, we're going into one of the URs. This is a Pale Rider. This is the Luke inspired UR. They both have their own UR that's like based on them. He is a 5 diff, 4 low for 5, 2 high block with a 3 check. He is Echo, Fury, Punch, and Slam. That's a lot of keywords. Echo's really good. Blitz, drive 1. You may clear one other attack from your card pool rather than spending 1 momentum to pay the cost of this attack's Echo ability. So basically, I can play him. Say I have Hashigeki on the board. I can play him, and then I will drive 1. So I'll commit a foundation, or I'll spend momentum if I need to. Then you may clear one other attack from your card pool rather than play momentum. So after the attack resolves and you go to pay Echo, you go, hey, I'm going to clear this, and I will Echo this. So now it's cleared a card from your card pool, which is really cool. This card's really good. That's his only ability, but that's good enough. Like, card clearing is already pretty solid in this game, so any more of it is pretty good. And card clearing to play another attack is very solid. You get to play this on a 6 and then play it on a 5 after you cleared the card. Now, you will drive the 1 the first time, so you'll play this on a 6 and then commit another foundation or discard momentum, whatever you feel like doing. So it is a little costly, but I mean, you can't just make card clearing super free, because that's how you get a lot of issues. And then that's the art. It'd be cool if we pull the alt art. He looks, because I bet it'll look sick. All right. Next, we're going into Rising Uppercut. I just noticed that these are going. Actually, no, Hashigeki is reused. I thought for a second all the rares were separated by character, but I got Hashigeki. Rising Uppercut, my opinion, is the best card in this deck. Maybe in both decks. There's a strong contender in the other deck, but I think this card's insane. So this is a 4 diff, 4 high for 4, 3 check with a 0 high block. Punch, when you try to block an non-ranged high attack with this card, reduce that attack speed to 4. So, regardless of what his other ability says, when we're going to get to in a moment, I block with this as a 0. As long as your attack is a range and a high, is a non-ranged and high, it will always be blocking on a 4. Or plus progressive. That's really good. Resetting speed, and not even a response speed, not a response, this is a static. Resetting speed at the static block is the best reset you could probably have. Now, it has to be a high, non-ranged. Now, with the high, you can get around that. There is ways to change zones and everything. But even if you don't change the zone, even if it's a ranged high move, this is still a 0 high block. This card's still a good block. Now, the response is drive 1 after you completely block an attack with this card. Try to play this card for as an attack after the attack resolves. After that attack resolves. So, you're probably wondering what this is. We had a thing. We had a thing in the previous game before MHA came out called reversals. Now, this is not exactly like reversal. Reversal said when you block after you've blocked an attack, you can play this card from your hand as a reversal. You check it and you play as an attack on their turn. This card says I block with this card, I drive 1, and I get to play this 1. So I don't need to have a second card. I can just play this, block with it, and if I want to, commit foundation, I now have a 4 eye for 4. Your stats on your character still works. All your abilities will still apply. So you can make this a 5 high for 5, or 5 high for 6 in Luke, or a 4 high for 6 in Ryu. So like you can give the stats during your opponent's turn and throw this at them. So I think that's really cool. I really like the idea of reversals. They can get a little crazy. I think this might be a little crazy, but it's also not reversal. Just to be clear, this is not exactly reversal. This is like its own new ability, and it's still pretty cool. Alright. We're now got Ryu's attack UR. This is Shin Hashigeki. So this is his ultimate Hashigeki. His other one was a normal one. This is his big one. This is a 5 diff, 1 mid block, 3 check, powerful 3, charge fury, slam, 6 mid for 4. Response after this attack receives a damage bonus of 2 or greater, your rival commits 1 foundation. That ability is also very good. Both these URs are actually very solid. So, I'll just show them off. Uh, with how this works, this will trigger every single time he gets an instance of a 2 or higher bonus to his damage, which means if I powerful 3 him, which he has on his character, on his attack, if I power 3 him three times, that's 3 instances of powerful 3 that are being applied to him, which means I have now given him 9 damage and made you stun 3. This can give him another instance of 2 damage, which now makes him commit another card. It's not stun. It's commit. It does not say stun on it. Luke can give it -1 speed and +2 damage and make you commit a foundation. There's a lot of abilities that give 2 damage or more that will just now say give 2 damage and stun it and commit another card. Titanic Combat says commit, give 2 damage, commit foundation. Now it says commit, give 2 damage, commit 2 foundations when you play it on this attack. It's really good. I think you could definitely build around this card as like your big bomb. I am gonna play this at the end and make you stun, commit your board out. Deal with my 6 mid for 15, 16. It's really good. I really like this card. The URs have been really good so far, and we're not gonna stop there because this is the last foil in the deck. Unending Path. This is a 3-2 low for 5. Response. This is a foundation. Response. Once per turn, after an attack is blocked, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Add any number of them to your discard pile. If your opponent has 10 or more foundations, draw 1 card. I love this card. It's a 3-diff, so it's a little strong. It's a little pricey to put in the deck. But I think being able any card that says look at the top of my deck, let me sculpt my checks, let me draw my cards. I just think are very strong. Let me see what I'm going to draw or see what I'm going to check and discard what I don't want to check. I think those are very strong. Rodan does this a lot. Now, this isn't as good as Rodan, but this card also, I would like to mention, is not unique and says when an attack is blocked. So, it's not when your attack is blocked, it's when anything's blocked. If they're at 10 foundations, I block their attack, I get to sculpt the top 2 and draw a card. That is great. That is fantastic, and I can do that for as many of these on the board I have. I think this card's going to be really good. I don't know if it's going to be super played right now, and like decks outside of Ryu and stuff like that. It is on the I forgot to mention, it is an all-attuned card, but like it's going to find room somewhere. I know it has to because I think this card is just fantastic. Alright, so that's all the foil cards. We're just going to go through the rest of the deck. I'm just going to say their names and show them off. Maybe I'll say their card type too, just so it's easier. So the deck comes with 4 Burnout, which is your action. It's a 0-diff, 1 mid action. You can give damage, which is pretty cool. Make them commit another card. 3 Crouching Medium Kick. I know people are wondering, hey, it's a medium kick, why is it low? That's because in the game, this is a low attack. Crouching medium kick is a low attack. Crouching is the zone. Medium is the power of the kick for non-fighting game people. And that's a 1 low block, 4 low for 4 diff, 3 check. It comes with 3 Luke Sweep. This is a kick, 2 low for 7/5 diff, 2 high block, 3 check. It has EX, which is cool. So it's big high stats. So the EX is going to help you get that speed up. We have 3 Sandblast. Sandblast is a 6 mid for 2 4 diff, 2 check with a 2 mid block. It's a 3 check. This is on the fire symbol, fire tune. I just realized I've not been saying the symbols. I apologize. The medium kick was on all, and Luke Sweep was on fire. Burnout was infinity. And yeah, so this card's pretty cool. I think this card is nice. It says if your rifle isn't taking damage. I just want to talk about it a little bit. I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I think this card's cool, so I'm going to talk about it. If your rifle is not taking damage this turn, commit 1 foundation, difficulty 1 or less. So if I play this as my first attack, or if they've been blocking, I can say, hey, I want to get rid of that spam foundation, which is super cool. It's also, a two damage move, so they might not want to block it. And then the last attack is 3 Solar Plexus Strike. It's a 5 div 2 low block, 4 mid for 5, 3 check on the all symbol. Yeah, this card's pretty cool too. After the attack deals damage, you get to choose 1 card, and your rival's discard, put on top of their deck, make their checks bad when you're trying to beat them up with your final attack. All right, on to the foundations. The cool thing I like about how these challenger decks have been shaping up recently, and I didn't get to talk about this a lot. Most of the foundations, except for like the UR, are all common, so they all come in 4-ofs. So you don't have to worry about finding more of a good foundation because it's just in the one deck. We've got 4 Battle Holds the Answers. Helps with your, but it's a 6 that you can put on top of your deck. Endless Doting is Speed Hate. Battle Holds and Answers is a 2/6 with a 3 mid block. Endless Doting is a 2/5 with a 3 high. Excessively Buff Arms, which is a hilarious name, is a 1 diff 5 check with a 3 high block. Gives your attack damage. Fist of the Ages is a 2 diff 5 check with a 2 high block. It gives you stats by committing it. This is another good card I want to talk about. I think this card's going to be very, very good in the game, locally, competitively. My Fist Solves My Problems, which is just a hilarious name. It's a 1 diff 5 check with a 3 mid block. It says flip after an attack is played. You can set its speed to 4. So if something comes in very fast, say they have had an ability to give it a bunch of stats as it comes in, you could be like, actually, I just want it to be 4. Or it's a fast move already, like maybe it's like an 8 high move, you can make it a 4 speed. So that's pretty good. And it's a spam foundation, so it's going to be relevant. It's on the fire symbol. Another good card I think it's in the deck is Not Now, I'm Gaming. Hilarious name. This is every TCG player ever. This is also a spam foundation. This is a 1/4, 3 low block, all attuned card that says commit, check a 7, and flip. After an attack is played, add it to your owner's hand. Now, flip, commit, check a 7, that's a lot of cost, and it's on a 4 check, but, it does get to send them a card, the attack back to their hand automatically. So if they invested a lot of resources into playing that attack, you can just stop it. Next is Strength and Diligence. This is a 1/5, 3 low block, all attuned, tenacious flip. After you use this for a drive cost, you can already stand it, so makes your drive free for at least this attack. And then your last one is a Vagrant Truth Seeker. So 1/5, all attuned, 2 mid block. And when you can drive 1 when you block with it, change the block zone. So that's pretty good. That's a solid ability too. Like, it is technically a 3. You have to block it on a 3 because you're going to be driving 1 unless you have a momentum to commit. We have momentum to pay for it. But making something full blocked is pretty good. All right, we're going to get into this collector's pack that came with that deck, and then we'll get into the Chun-Li and Jamie deck. Alright, so first we got a foil Endless Doting, a foil Excessively Buff Forearms, me realizing I should have did this afterwards because this is a card that's in the other deck. We'll talk about this in a moment, but this is a Guardian Angel of Chinatown. So, there you go. I've got a foil Solar Duplex Strike and a foil Tencho Kick, and then my alternate art was Phantom Sway, which is in the other deck. We will get into that card in a little bit. Actually, these are non-foil. We should go ahead and talk about this one because I might not be able to get to it. But this is a 5 diff, 4 low for 5, blitz, drive 1, commit and freeze 1 run foundation. If you play the game already, we have a card called Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken that does a very similar ability to this, except it doesn't cost to drive 1. This is a more fair version of that card, but this has EX and that doesn't, so that's pretty cool. And it's all. The alternate art's cool. Some people will have different opinions, but I like the alternate arts because the alternate arts are different stages with different costumes than the original arts, which is, I think, is super cool. Alright, so that was that deck. We will now get into Chun-Li and Jamie. Chun-Li being a super popular mainstay of Street Fighter its entire existence. Jamie being the new guy from Street Fighter 6. Drunken master himself. Likes to drink and kick people. We'll get right into it. Okay. I've got the deck out. We will put this pack to the side until we're done. And we'll get into the characters. So, we have Chun-Li, Martial Arts Master, and Jamie Sue, Peacekeeping Breakdancer. So we'll go into Chun-Li first, since she's the face of the deck. Or the cover. They're both the main characters, but... she's a 6-hander, 31 health. Brawler as well. They're all brawlers, so they all work with brawler effects that maybe are in other sets. But enhance, once per turn, clear 1 kick from your card pool, ready 1 foundation, your attack gets 2 speed. It's a really good ability. It says kick card, not kick attack, which means you can do this defensively on your opponent's turn. And it says your attack gets 2 speed, so it means it doesn't do anything for their attack. So it is just a clear card on my card pool, restand foundation. That's a really good defensive ability, and also a really good offensive ability. Like I said, with Pale Rider, blocking attacks is very good. I mean, not blocking. Clearing attacks is very good. And then response, after an attack is completely blocked, your rival freezes 1 committed foundation. So response is not once per turn, which means every attack of yours that gets completely blocked, they're going to freeze a committed foundation. So, if you're stunning them, or they've already had committed foundation or something like that, and they want to try to block you, you're going to tell them that their next turn is going to be a lot harder because you're blocking them. Because they're blocking you. And you're going to make their next aggressive turn even harder. So that's pretty cool. On to Jamie Sue. He is the only 7-hander of these decks, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that they're giving us different hand sizes to play with. Jamie Sue is a 7-hander, 22 health, also a brawler. With response commit, once per turn, after you play an attack, add 1 drink counter to this card. So he gets a free counter whenever you play an attack, you commit it. Enhanced Tenacious, after the attack gets... Enhanced Tenacious, your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each drink counter on this card, max 4. If your attack is completely blocked, ready this card. This character is very aggressive. He has 7 hand size. He can give up to 4/4 on every attack. He does require a little bit of setup to get to the 4/4. He needs multiple turns to get multiple counters. But once you get there, every attack is 4/4, and if they block, this is just a free foundation you get to commit every turn. Every attack. So that's very good. This is probably my favorite character of the 4. Ryu's really good. I like all of them, but I think this is the character that I looked at the first time and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this guy. Yeah, he's really good. So let's get into the deck. So the first thing we're showing off is one of the URs. It is Chun-Li's UR. It's called Aerial Kokosho. This is a 4 high for 7, 6 diff, 2 mid block with a 3 check. It has Charge and Fury. It says response, and from hand, drive 1, add this to your card pool. After an attack is completely blocked, after a completely blocked attack resolves, try to play this card as an attack. It gets -2 difficulty and +2 speed. So, this is another one of those reversal type cards. Not reversal, they're just like reversal. So this is another one of those reversal type cards where after a block has happened. Now this is different from uppercut because this has to be a different card. So I block with it. I block an attack, and then I say I get to play this from my hand. This is more akin to what reversal originally was, which is just play an attack. But this has drive one, so you either commit foundation or discard momentum. But the couple of things that are cool about this one compared to uppercut is one. When you play this, it does have -2 difficulty, so it's not really a 6 diff. When you use its ability, if you discard momentum, it's more like a 4 diff, probably more like a 5 because you block something. If you have a way to to clear that card before you check for this, that's pretty cool. There's some cards that can do that, but it also gets 2 speed, so it's a 6 high for 7. And the last cool thing is that this thing can be done during either person's attack. So, as uppercut was only when I block with it, this says you can block my attack, and I get to play this cheaper attack I can play this attack for cheaper because you blocked my attack, and this is a 6 high for 7 starting out. So those are pretty good stats. A little different than uppercut. It's interesting that they made it where uppercut could play itself, and this had to be a different card. You think they would just both play themselves, but this card's pretty cool. I like this card a lot. It's air tuned. I forgot to mention that. I keep forgetting to mention symbols. I apologize. Chun-Li is air, order, water, and Jamie is air, fire, water. So they share air and water with each other. But this is an air tune card, so this can be played in air characters. But yeah. So on to the rest of the deck, we have 2 Arrow Kick. This is a rare. It's a 4-low for 4. 4 diff with a 3 check, 2 high block. Kick, after you play this attack, it gets 2 speed if your character's ready, or 2 damage if your character's committed. So this works really well with Jamie. So if you can basically choose how you want what stats you want to give it, because you'll commit Jamie to get a drink counter, and then if they block, you can choose if you want to restand Jamie or not, or you can play this and commit Jamie, and then depending if you want to commit Jamie to play this attack, depends what stats you want to give it. But that's pretty cool. It's a nice modal effect that you can do with your character. Now we have Jamie's UR, and that is Breakin' at the 2 of. So this card is a 5 diff, 5 mid for 5, 1 high block, 3 check. On the water symbol, it's water attuned. It is powerful 3 fury kick. And it is response drive 1 after you play an attack. After you play this attack, my apologies. Add 1 drink counter to your character or ready your character. So in their character, turn 2, you can just say you have 2 drink counters now. Which means all your attacks have 2/2. Or if you want to wait till turn 3, it's 3/3. Essentially, this card gets you to your 4 counters quickly. Which means you get quicker to the 4/4, which means the wait you have to do for setting up Jamie to do all those big stats becomes shorter because you have this card. So that's pretty good. It's also just a good card in general. Stat-wise, 5 bid for 5. That has powerful 3. So it has a game-ending ability. If you have a bunch of momentum, you could say, hey, this is powerful for a lot. A thing I do want to talk about this character is it does say drive 1. You can either add an character or ready your character. You can ready any character with that. So any water character that commits for cost or commits, or you have to commit like to do a string, or you want to use it as like basically essentially a free resource. Breakin' says I get to restand that, so that's pretty cool. Good card. On to the next card. We have 100 lightning kicks. I'm scared of this card, and we'll talk about why. This is a 5 diff, 4 mid for 5, 1 mid block, stun 1 kick, air attuned. It has a static that says when this card is cleared from your card pool during combat phase, your rival loses 1 health. This effect cannot reduce your rival's health to below 1, which is a pretty good ability. So basically, when Chun-Li clears it, you're going to burn 1 for clearing it. But that's not the strong ability. It's this one, which is response, your turn, discard 1 card. After this attack is cleared from your card pool, add it to your hand. So essentially, this becomes a free attack. You clear it with Chun-Li or a character that clears that's not in this deck. There's other characters that do clearing abilities. You clear this attack, and you essentially turn one foundation in your hand or one card you don't need in your hand into another one of this. So that's another 4 mid for 5 stun 1. I'm gonna play this again, and then it's really good. And the thing about this card is that it says your turn. It doesn't say at what point in the turn. So you go to the end of your turn, you're clearing this from your card pool when you're doing cleanup. You can discard a card and add this card to your hand. Alright. On to the next attack. We have Phantom Sway. I'm not going to get too much in this. This is the altar art I showed you. Card's really good. Freeze Commit is a solid ability in this game. Alright, on to the last UR. Last foil card. Is Dance of the Phoenix. This is a 3 to 5 check foundation with a 2 high block. It has the kick keyword in unique. And it has, the kick because Chun-Li you can block with this and Chun-Li can clear out your card pool. It has a response once per turn after your attack is blocked. Your rival freezes 1 committed foundation. If your rival has 10 or more foundations, commit and freeze a rival foundation. So you freeze on one automatically, and then if they're at 10 or more foundations, it commits and freezes another one, which is again very good. Your character's also freezing stuff when your stuff gets blocked. And so it's essentially you're gonna freeze out their board, and then they're gonna go to their turn and be like, "Oh, I can't do anything." Build pass, and you go back to your turn. And you're like, "All right, I'm gonna try again." And this is just helping that game plan of freezing them out of the game, throwing them kicks so hard they don't know what to do, stunning them out. All right, on to the rest of the deck. Again, I'm not gonna talk too much about these. I'll talk about the ones I think are cool. Drive Harry is one I think is cool. This is your action in the deck. They both came with a 0 diff action, 4 check. The reason why I like this card is because it says after you play this card, you can ready 1 foundation. So you can block with this and ready the card, or you can use its response. And its response of rival's turn. After they play a ability, enhance ability on a foundation, you can play this on the card, that stage, and cancel it. And then you can ready a foundation for doing that. But yeah, it's a 0 mid block that says when you block with it, you get to ready a foundation. And I think this is really good. Next card is Backshaver. Is a 4 diff 2 low block, 3 mid for 4 throw, and it has a response of freezing opponent's foundation if they block it, or if it deals 4 more damage. I apologize. So if you can give it stats and they block it, so Jamie giving it 4/4, putting it to 8 damage. If they block it since it's a throw, you'll still do a 4 and you still freeze a foundation, which is pretty cool. Falling Crane is a 5 diff 3 check 3 high for 6. It's a water attuned. Card is cool. It's stun 1. Swagger Step, which is a cool name, is a 3 diff 3 mid for 4 3 check. This card says if you've readied something, you get to give it 1/1, which is just a nice little stat boost for doing Jamie's character. Or Chun-Li, they both ready cards. So it's just a nice little 1/1 for doing your ability. Tensho Kicks, this is another really good block, in my opinion. This says that, it doesn't even have to be a block. It says, while this card is in your card pool, your rival's high attacks at -2 speed. And it is a 4 diff, 4 high for 4 to 3 check, 1 high block. So this is a good high block, you block with it. Now all their highs are -2 speed. So if they're on a hull high deck, then you're gonna make them feel bad for doing that. Then response card pull after your kick attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. So just a little bit more taxing for when your attacks deal damage. 4 Azure Kung Fu Instructor. This is your 6 check in the deck. They both have one. Yeah, you get to sacrifice this to add a kick card from your discard to your card pool, which is really nice. If you have ways to adding attacks back to hand from your card pool, you can use this card, or get 100 lightning kicks, put it into your card pool, and then clear it, and then add it to your hand because you've now cleared it. 4 elegance and beauty. This is your speed hate card. So 1 diff, 2 low block, 5 diff on the water tuned. The 6 check was on the air tuned. Alright, this is my favorite card in the deck, so we're going to talk about it a little bit. This is the foil I got that I said I'll talk about in a moment. Guardian Angel of Chinatown. This is a 1 diff 5 check, 3 high block water tune card. This says flip. After this attack, after your rival plays an ability that reduces the damage of your attack, they cannot reduce the attack's damage for the rest of this turn. So, what's cool about this? It waits till they play an ability to flip this, which means they have to waste the damage reduction. Because how this game works is they go to activate their ability of damage reduction, and then I would get to respond when they activate their ability to flip this. And now when their ability resolves, it can no longer reduce the damage of my attack. So it's very good. They basically have to play into it. They have to do an ability to run into this card before they can actually damage reduction, whatever they want to do, that's going to make them live the turn. This card's insane. Card's very good. Every water character, I think, is going to be playing this card at some number. But I think this card is very good. Hates Lectures. This is a 2 diff, 4 check, 3 mid block on the water tune. This is cool. Gives your kicks breaker 2 when you block with them. Inherited Will is a 2 diff, 5 check with a 2 low block on the air tuned. You basically get to remove kicks from your discard pile to give speed to your attacks. That's pretty cool. This is your damage pump card. This is just giving your attack 2 damage, and then if it's blocked, your next attack gets 2 speed. I think that's a nice little rate. This is a 2 diff, 5 check, 3 mid block with an air tune symbol. This is another card I think is very cool in the deck. This is Street Hero. It is a 1 diff 5 check 3 low block with the water tune symbol. It says enhanced flip. Add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. Only playable if you have blocked 2 or more attacks this turn. So we had a card previously that was similar to this, but it said just when your opponent had played 3 cards this turn, or played 3 attacks this turn, not if I had already blocked them. So it's a little weaker than that. But what's cool about this card is it's attuned. So like any water character on any symbol gets to play this card, and it gets to basically buy back your defense pieces or clear your card pool for another block or anything like that. It's also just a spam, which is just really good. So yeah, and with us having the reversals, quote unquote, not reversals. They are just ability drive cards with cool abilities that play on your opponent's turn. You can attack with those and then add them back to hand if you've blocked twice, and then block again, and then play that card again, which is really cool. And then the last card in the deck is UniversusCCG Chinatown. This basically just gives you more foundations during your opponent's turn because it restands at the beginning of the turn, and it flips to do that. It's a 1 diff 5 check 3 high block air tune card. So yeah, that's the entire Jamie and Chun-Li deck. Now let's get into the pack. Alright. So, ooh, nice. We got a Street Hero. We got a Vagrant True Seeker. We got a Shifting Gears. We got a Sandblast. We got a Swagger Step. And then our alt art was Avenger Impaler. So, I talked about how it's different arts. Let me just go ahead and pull that card for you. So yeah, let's talk about it for a moment. I just want to show these off before I get off here. as you can see, they're on different stages. He's going a different direction. So this is player 1 side. This is player 2 side. This is player 2 side. And yeah, he has a different. Wow, I'm dropping the card. And this has a different costume. Really, it's bread and butter. What an alt art would probably look like. It's literally an alternate costume, alternate stage, alternate direction. Basically, everything alt would be. And it has the nice little border. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks you guys for watching. Thanks again to UVS Games for giving out these products to show off to content creators like myself. Thank you to them for this mat. I'm definitely going to be playing this mat this weekend because I think this mat is awesome. And so yeah, I got to get ready for Louisville. Got to get it, and then we'll come back in a later date and do the budget beginning decks for these characters, where I will take $15 and upgrade the decks to the character for that within that $15, and try to make the best deck I can out of it. But until then, that's all. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you again. But until then, bye.